All right, we are going to talk about the upcoming Captain America movie, Captain America 4 Brave New World. And for me, I've actually been a fan of the Marvel movies for quite some time. When they started to do some weird stuff, pretty much after the Endgame had concluded, that's when Disney kind of went away from their roots. They started to, push other characters that people were not in love with, characters where people were just not invested with. And I think we saw a few of that happen with the Marvels, Captain Marvel, for the most part, because I believe she was supposed to take over after Tony, but then they had some ill-fated Disney Plus shows. But what we're going to talk today is how Marvel treats black actors overseas, specifically in China. And the story that we're going to point to is the Dark Place, and the Dark Place seems to be, have a good finger on their pulse on the when it comes to like just pop culture and things related to Disney. But going off of just looking at this article, Chinese poster for Captain America: Brave New World partially obscures Anthony Mackie's face. Is Disney abandoning its DEI morals for Chinese money? Which I think a few of us know Disney has been obscuring people, but it's just kind of like a conversation that no one really talks about. MC,
Is Disney abandoning their DEI morals for Chinese money? Yes. The answer is yes.
they've been doing
They,
it.
and frankly, they never had any DEI morals. That was just from political pressure coming from the last administration, if we're being honest about it.
Right.
But Disney and Marvel have done this before. Doctor Strange, they completely recast the Sorcerer Supreme and made her a British white lady because they didn't. China had an issue with the concept of a Tibet monk being represented in the movie. So they're going to bend over to China. China has a lot of money. If you got money, people are going to bend over for you. It is what it is. Chinese people are even more conservative than we are.
Right.
Truth be told, they struggle to deal with black faces too. I'm sure they'll support the movie, but again, this is China. Things are different here. You're not going to tell China what to do. They got money. Shut the hell up, play by our rules, or don't take our money. And Disney took the money.
Yeah. And Disney, looking at this poster, I guess most people probably wouldn't think this is the kind of a big deal, though. But I mean, to their point, to a lot of people's point, how Disney will do some marketing magic and try to hide the person's face. And so this is, Anthony Mackie here. You can barely see his face. Let me see if there's another story. This one actually I think was too bad though. But it's not, it's not like, completely in the photo. It's just part of it though. And so, there's some to their credit, to some of the criticism. It's definitely accurate. Let me see if I can pull the most recent thing that just came out about Disney and their how they're marketing this, because I thought it was very, very interesting. That the way Disney how they showed it.
Yeah, it's weird how they shift between sides, man. Because we know at one point they were heavy on the LGBT stuff too, but we also know there's countries. Moon Knight, for example,
Mhm.
Moon Knight did pretty well in Middle Eastern countries. They don't play that LGBT stuff over there though. So there weren't too many references of it in particular in Moon Knight, but Disney usually leans all the way in on stuff like this, and I guarantee you they caved on it when it came to those particular markets.
Yeah, I definitely. So here's the picture. So, whoops, that guy.
That guy, who happens to be
Anyway,
the main guy of the movie, by the way.
no. I was talking about the comment that this dude posted. Like, oop,
Oh,
can't hide that.
yeah.
Anyways, so when you look at this picture, this photo, like, at first glance, it's like, why would they crop this person out doing a stand-in? Apparently this is for taking pictures. To me, I don't know how many people. I don't know why you need this cutout. It makes no sense to me because all you need is just someone standing there, and then whoever has the picture, they're going to be the one telling you, "Hey, what's move left, move right, taller or whatever." Especially if you're short, you're not going to be able to stand in this photo anyways, though. So I think this is part of Disney being deceptive again when it comes to how they're treating like people that are black. So My thing, my question, and they did this to I forget the guy's name was in Star Wars, the black guy, John Bugaya or something.
Yeah, I can't
Um,
pronounce his name, but I know you're talking about.
yeah, and then they also covered up Black Panther as well too. So in that photo as well. So there's enough proof out there to show that Disney is doing this. I guess my question would be, as Black Americans, like, what are we going to do about it? Because I still see people that are not separating that, Disney or they don't care that Disney's doing this whole, what they do in China. Like, where are the protests? Where are the marches? Where are the boycotts on how Disney handles how they do marketing overseas? And maybe people don't care though, but how do we draw? Like, I see people can draw the line on that, but they can't draw the line when it comes to like some of these other issues because they're quick. People are quick to say white supremacy, but Disney is openly advocating censoring black actors when they're promoting their movies in China.
So I'll answer your question. What are we going to do about it? The answer is nothing. You're not going to do anything about it because you're still going to buy your Sheen. You're still going to buy
Yes, I forget.
yeah. Sheen is the huge. Look, it's a lot of people buying stuff from Sheen, and I'm not going to just come at the sisters on that because white chicks and Hispanic chicks buy
Hey,
from Sheen too.
real
They're still
quick
pushing
on that.
money into China.
Yeah, real quick on that. People was shook when the United States Postal Service had temporary banned products coming out of China. They was like, "Oh my
Yeah.
Shein products, we have to go natural."
Hey, let's dig a little bit deeper on Disney's inclusion in DEI practices. I just posted an article fresh off the presses a couple days ago. They're being sued for discriminating against disabled visitors to Disneyland.
Oh,
So
shoot.
Disney, make up your mind. Which side of this are you on? Disney is so confusing to me, man.
You
But
know what?
I talked about last week how most corporations try to stay as neutral as they possibly can.
Yeah,
But Disney seems to just be doing the opposite. I mean, stay in the middle. Like, why do you have to do stuff like take black people out, like their faces out of images, or all the extra LGBT, messages in these movies? Like, pick a side? And that now you're rolling back DEI while you're doing that stuff.
yeah.
I'm
Speaking of
I'm
which,
confused by it. Like, are you standing on something or are you standing on nothing? Because I can't tell.
yeah, this actually just came out when you post that article because I remember seeing something related to this. But they're going to remove some of these warnings on some of their classical films, and they want to say, I don't like how they listed this as Trump's DI crackdown. Disney is a private company. Like Disney can do whatever they want. Disney has been doing whatever they want when it comes to how they want to list their movies, how they want to list their TV shows, and
Oh, they're
so
fighting. They're fighting with the governor of Florida right now because they essentially have been. They're treated like the Catholic Church down there. They have their own land. They have their own individual tax rates that they
oh
pay.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Governor DeSantis. So yeah, Disney is definitely has definitely turned around when it comes to DEI stuff, though. But that's only United States, and so when you're doing all this openly stuff overseas, it seems like people just turn a blind eye to it. So you're right, people are not going to do anything when it comes to patronizing their product. People know how to draw the. People can definitely draw the line though, because I saw this trending on Reddit where people were talking about how Disney was censoring, Anthony Mackie's face, but also these same people are subscribed to the Marvel community. Well, Disney owns Marvel. Are you going to leave the Marvel community? Nope. Are you going to cancel your Disney Plus? I don't think so. Even though they did have a drop in subscribers for their last earnings, but people definitely aren't going to do anything, and I think it's just more to do more about fake outrage or when people want to be conveniently they want to boycott. But you're definitely right. People aren't going to do anything, and it just calls out the hypocrisy that a lot of these fake activists have for Disney or when it comes to other topics.
Yeah, I know you talked about the drop in subscribers, but I was actually looking at their financial statements before we started the show tonight, and their revenue was up, so they're making money somewhere. Maybe it's the Disneyland trips or something. I don't know. And they
Yeah,
also have merchandise and stuff as well, but it's certainly not from the Disney Plus. So I'm wondering about that myself. Where's that revenue coming from? But Disney, they're confusing. They've always been confusing. I'm just going to stick to comic book stuff. I understand that movies like Dumbo and Lady and the Tramp and all that stuff probably do need some type of warning on there. I
Hmm.
mean, you remember those crows on Dumbo. I mean, you
Oh
want to
yeah,
talk about a
yeah,
black stereotype.
yeah.
Jeez Louise. But if you really want to rebrand yourself, change your name. I mean, we remember how Walt Disney felt about certain groups of people. You know what race I'm talking about, but you know I'm
Yeah.
not going to say that.
Hey, I've been waiting to use this.
I'm not going to say what race, what people. No, I can't say that.
Man, I've been waiting to use that one though. Just never has definitely come up though. But and speaking of yay, unfortunately, he's been I don't want to say he's been blacklisted or not blacklisted. That's not the correct interpretation of what's going on though. But I want to say his accounts have been definitely temporarily banned for a little bit though because of some of the Walt Disney teachings. I believe the older the Walt Disney for the 60s, I guess. But yeah, going back to Disney though, yeah, definitely they've definitely seen the writing on the wall. And this is the other thing too. If DEI was so important to some of these companies, then why are they, we talked about this last week, why are they just abandoning it so quickly? And then it's also opening doors for them, just like you said in that lawsuit with the disability. That's definitely putting them in a risky positions though, because you can't say you're for something and then you back away from it and then you start getting these lawsuits. Like that just makes no sense though, because Disney just doesn't, they don't understand this, and you would think they would have understood this like for the last several years, from the backlash from their TV shows not doing well, their movies not doing well. So the writing's been on the wall for a while, but they want to wait till Trump tells them like, hey, we're not doing DI in the government. That has nothing to do with the public sector, the private sector, but apparently it does.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how this DEI stuff is going to roll globally too, because I know Doge announced today that there was a ton of money that was going out for DEI and acceptance training in
Oh
other
yeah,
countries such as Afghanistan and Uganda and places like that. I think they used like $50 million for training sessions for people to talk about their feelings about DEI. And
yeah.
I'm like, man, I'm so frustrated with the way this country spend money. That's a pivot. But anyway, Disney, you're confusing to me. But as long as you get back to making good movies, because for a while you were putting out some trash in the Marvel space, you were putting out some trash. But as long as you get back to the good stuff, I'll start watching again.
Yeah, what was funny? I think I feel a little bit. I'm actually. I mean, I don't know if I'll see the Captain America movie. I mean, I'm still. I'm not saying I love the Captain America's movies, but I might go see it. But some of the other movies that have come down the pipeline, I'm actually, looking forward to it. So,
Yeah,
especially
like
when we have the
Fantastic
X-Men.
Four stuff like that.
The Fantastic Four, I don't know yet, just because I got to see what the Silver Surfer looks like, because they regendered the Silver Surfer, whatever that's called. They switched the genders on the Silver Surfer, which I know everybody's going to be out there. Oh, this could be
Oh, I
anybody.
didn't
Yeah,
know
yeah, yeah.
that.
Whatever. The point is, they didn't have to do it on the first iteration of Silver Surfer.
So did they change the gender of the Silver Surfer, or did
Yeah,
they change because Galactus is one of Galactus? I'm gonna pull my comic book nerd hat on for a minute. One of Galactus's heralds was a woman,
yeah.
but the Silver Surfer was the first one, and he was a man for sure.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people will say like, well, it could be, that's probably one of the unisex positions. Like, you could be in the Marvel that it could be anybody, and there's actually been a lot of characters that have been, his herald, but I forget the girl's name. She was on the, oh man, I mean, she's actually pretty cute too. Let me just pull up some images, make sure they're all safe for work.
If we're talking about Disney, she's
Family show.
probably gonna be non-binary. I'm assuming.
Yeah, non-binary indeed. Yeah, so this is her. That, like I said, was it Julia Gardner, I guess is her name.
Julia Gardner.
Yeah,
I have not heard of. Okay, well, she's the Silver Surfer.
yeah, she's going to be a Silver Surfer, all 4'5" self of herself. Yes,
Well, that's going to be interesting.
yeah.
I
Now I
guess
will
we'll see how it
say, I
goes.
mean, she can she. I want to say she is cute, So we'll see if they try to make her into a boy. Like whenever a
Yeah.
woman is cute or beautiful or good looking, what Disney has been doing in the past, as of the last 4 years, they've been trying to make them into, make them less attractive. So we'll see what happens with her though, but she's definitely going to be that's what people are waiting for. I wasn't too impressed. I saw the trailer. I wasn't too impressed with how they made the thing, but everybody else I'm cool with.
Well, if you're DC Comics, now's the time to attack because this is the weakest Marvel's ever been. But we'll
Man.
see.
DC. All right, let's get to the next topic.